You've probably heard a ton about the future of education, right? This big learning revolution with AI, project-based work, all these amazing 21st century skills. But if that's the dream, why does the reality in our schools so often feel, well, broken? In this explainer, we're going to dig past the buzzwords and look at the actual cracks in the foundations of our school systems, and more importantly, how we can start to fix them. So it all boils down to this one question. What does education really need to get our students ready for the world they're walking into? And you know what? The answer might not be what you think. It's not about flashy tech. It's about something way more fundamental. Okay, so this is where you can really see the problem. On one side, you've got the dream, that vibrant, exciting learning revolution. But on the other side, you've got the reality, teacher burnout, lessons getting canceled because there's no one to teach them, and a system that feels like it's stuck in an old-fashioned factory. It's this huge chasm between where we want to go and where we actually are that we need to unpack. To really get to the bottom of that chasm, we have to look at the cracks in the very foundation of how our schools run. And it really all starts with how we hire, train, and support, or more often fail to support, the most important people in the building, our teachers. And wow, this quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? Now, this has nothing against PE teachers, but it shows you that major leadership roles are being filled based on budget lines, not on who has the right training or experience. It's a money-saving move that puts people without any HR background in charge of hiring and mentoring. And that one decision creates a huge ripple effect of problems. That flawed leadership creates what you see here. We're calling it the new teacher gauntlet. It all starts with a job ad that's so vague it doesn't even come close to the reality of the job. Then you get an interview with someone who has zero HR training. And finally, you're just thrown into the deep end in a total sink or swim situation. Is it any surprise that so much amazing talent burns out and leaves within just 5 years? And part of that sink or swim nightmare, it's this, the onboarding illusion. You're a new teacher and they tell you, don't worry, you'll have a mentor coach, which sounds amazing. But in reality, that coach is just another teacher who's already swamped and has absolutely no time carved out in their schedule to actually be a coach. So the good intentions just completely fall apart. This overload leads to a massive conflict in what a teacher is even supposed to be. Your job, your whole reason for being there, is to build trust, to inspire, to be a coach. But the system forces you to also be the police agent chasing down late slips, the disciplinarian, and the person staying up all night creating tests from scratch. It's just not sustainable. So what's the fix? Okay, so enough about the problem. How do we actually fix this? Well, it's not about little tweaks here and there. It's about a total rebuild. A blueprint for professionalism that treats teachers like the skilled experts they are, starting from day one. So instead of that awful gauntlet, just imagine this. Before a new teacher even walks in the door, their computer login works. They have their keys, and they've already been connected with a buddy. In their first month, their teaching load is reduced so they can actually breathe and learn the ropes. And, this is the big one, their coach has dedicated hours built into their schedule for real coaching. This isn't some fantasy, by the way. This is just basic professional HR. And a huge piece of this professional model is splitting up the roles. Let's get that police agent burden off the teacher's shoulders. Let's have dedicated support staff handle things like discipline, lateness, and all that admin work. This frees teachers up to do what only they can do. Focus on coaching, inspiring, and actually teaching their subject. And the support doesn't stop after year one. This plus package idea is just fantastic. Think about it. A history teacher who's really into tech could get school-funded training on AI, then come back and build an amazing new project for their students. It's about giving teachers these saddlebags, the extra tools and skills to stay passionate and bring new ideas into the classroom. So why are we talking so much about all this behind-the-scenes HR stuff? Because it's everything. A professionally supported teacher isn't just a happy teacher. They're the single most critical ingredient in creating a successful, confident, future-ready student. The two are completely connected. See, when teachers feel supported and have the freedom to innovate, they can finally start asking the really tough questions. Questions like this one. Are we really preparing kids for a dynamic, collaborative world by making them sit passively in a chair for 6 hours a day? The answer is absolutely not. And this is where a supported teacher becomes a total game changer. They can manage this shift. The goal isn't just about memorizing facts anymore. It's about developing real skills. The method isn't just listening, it's getting your hands dirty with active, project-based work. And we stop caring about one big final exam and start focusing on continuous feedback that actually helps students learn and grow. That right there is the payoff. And the cost of not doing this? It's right here. 25%. Let that sink in for a second. 1 out of every 4 new teachers walks away from the job in their first 5 years. That's a catastrophic waste of talent, of money, of potential, all because we refuse to fix the foundation. And this brings us to what might be the most important point of all. Our real investment, the one that's going to make the biggest difference in education, it's not the newest software or the fanciest smartboards. It's people.
Let's just be crystal clear here. Everything we've been talking about, real onboarding, coaching, clear roles, this isn't a luxury. It's not some nice-to-have extra. It is an absolute, non-negotiable, operational necessity for any school that wants to succeed. And look, for any school leaders listening, there is a rock-solid business case for this. Financially, it's a no-brainer. It's way cheaper to keep great teachers than to deal with the constant cost of burnout and hiring. In terms of quality, it gives students stability. And for your reputation, you become the place where the best teachers want to work. So we'll leave you with this question. Think about your own local schools, your community. Are they really truly investing in building a solid professional foundation for their people? Or are they just slapping another coat of paint over the cracks and hoping for the best? Because at the end of the day, the answer to that question determines everything.